Number 17. Serial killers are always interesting. Seriously, like you're writing something and you don't know what to do, just throw a serial killer in there. Winnie the Pooh and serial killers. Be careful where you walk in the 100-acre wood. Where you going with that axe, Piglet? No, Piglet! No! This is why they don't let me write for little kids. Mommy, what does arterial spray mean? I'm afraid of this book, Mommy. Number 18, don't be an asshole. That seems pretty self-explanatory, but you'd be amazed how many people do not get the memo. Number 19. There may come a time when you feel broken. There is no test prep for this. There may be a time when you feel as if you're living on the other side of a plate glass window apart from the happy people. When you will not have words for the soul-sucking storm going on inside you. And even if you did, how would you tell it? Who would you tell it to? This will be a strange, alienating, and awful time. Food will taste like chalk in your mouth. It will feel as if someone has wrapped you tightly in gauze except for your heart, which continues to beat with terrible, aching regularity. Life may not feel worth living. Surely, you may say to yourself, I am too ugly, too lost, too full of hurt, too raw and irretrievably wrong, too broken to go on living. But you are not broken. You are not broken, and you may in fact be breaking through. I know this can happen because I've been there. One morning, 3 weeks after my high school graduation, I drove my father to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. It was June. I had the entire summer to look forward to, and then finally college, dorm life, parties, intellectual rigor, reinvention, boyfriend from England or at least Canada. I turned up the radio and sang along. It was the Doors' LA Woman. The wind was blowing in through the open windows, and life was good. It began to rain. The road slickened. And as I approached the 6-lane intersection, the traffic light blinked to yellow, and I immediately put on my brakes. My car swung out wildly and into a fast spin. I couldn't get control of my car. And in my panic, my overriding thought was to get to the grassy median and away from the scrum of cars at the intersection. Whether I hit the gas in my panic, I don't know. I only know that instead of the safety of the grass, I hit a huge light pole, totaling my car and sending my life onto a new course of before and after. I was rushed to the hospital in Dallas, where I spent 9.5 hours in emergency surgery, the first of many surgeries to come over many years. I had demolished my face in the accident. I'd flattened my nose, crushed one cheekbone, broken the other, broken my jaw, my teeth, and I had decimated my left eye and my left eye socket. One day, when I was finally conscious, the doctor came in and said, I'm going to flash a light, and when you see the light, you let me know. It took a long time, and I realized that he must have shown that light, but I couldn't see it. And he said, right, here's the deal. Your eye is beyond repair if you can keep it, but if you do, you'll go blind in your right eye. It's your choice. And so the first adult decision of my life was not whether or not to take English Lit or comparative religion. It was not whether to hang the Who or the Clash poster on my wall in my dorm. It was whether or not to allow doctors to remove my eye, which I did. When that long summer was over, the real work was just beginning. I moved into the dorm with a face that was not my own and a piece of plastic where my left eye used to be, and the growing realization that this was forever. There was no do-over button. All around me, college freshmen were getting drunk, going out on dates and reinventing themselves, and just generally having the time of their lives, and I was trying to get myself out of bed. I couldn't figure out how to tell anybody that inside I was screaming. So I listened to side 4 of The Who's Quadrophenia, which was the angriest album I knew, and I'd chain smoke, and I'd get high, and wonder when I would be brave enough to just end it, to just check out. Because I couldn't see going on feeling the way that I did. It was too much. I was broken. I was broken on the outside, and I was broken on the inside, and I thought, there is no way to fix this much pain. And one night, I bottomed out. I'd been dragged to a party by my best friends, my pretty Texas blonde girlfriends, and it was like being invisible. And I ended up running into this guy that I used to know when I worked my after-school job at an independent bookstore. He didn't recognize me at first, and I told him who I was, and he said, "Oh, well, I wondered what happened, because this part of your face is as beautiful as it ever was, and the rest of you looks like Frankenstein." Nice. So I left the party, and I went home to my dorm. And out in the hall, I could hear people laughing and having a good time, and it seemed like their voices were coming to me from the bottom of the pool. I took out the bottle of Demerol that I had been saving. But there was something else that I had been saving as well. It was a little yellow journal that one of my mother's friends had given me as a graduation gift. And at the time, I thought, what am I going to do with this? I began to write, slowly at first, but soon I was filling the pages with every scream, every sob, every bit of pain and rage and shouting I felt I couldn't say out loud, and the pages listened without judgment. And by the time I was through, I put those pills away, and I wrote the next day, and the next. And throughout that year, I continued to write in that journal. I began to look forward to it. It was empowering. It was mine. And unlike the best laid plans, or even a left eye, nobody could take it from me. Writing saved my life. And as Junior Webster in Going Bovine might say, I learned to live changed. I thought I was broken, but I wasn't. I was just getting started, and now I stand before you in a pair of superhero underwear like a total asshole. So if you have a rough moment, just remember that you're not broken. Rather, you're being forged in a fire like a blade, something sharp and strong, beautiful and useful. Number 20, last thing. Yay! Jesus Christ, get this woman off the stage. Embrace the possible. This summer, physicists working at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN found evidence, like a 99.99% certainty, of a new particle believed to be the elusive Higgs boson. This is the particle that was believed to have been produced by the Big Bang millions of years ago. It's what gives mass to matter and helps explain the origins of our universe, how particles interact to make this crazy soup that we're all in. This discovery changes our understanding of what is and what's possible. And essentially, it proves that there's no such thing as nothing. And that's kind of mind-blowing. I mean, think about the vastness of the universe, and think about all of these tiny particles that make it happen, all of these individual particles flying around, coming together, creating energy, flying apart, having brunch, making plans, trying on hats. I love a stylish particle. And you don't know if they're going to come together and make a giraffe, or Lady Gaga, or Lady Gaga giraffe. That'd probably be her next thing. Or a nuclear reaction, or a universe that gives rise to people who yearn and paint, fall in love and fight and struggle and order fries with that because you can, who tell the stories of their lives because sometimes all we have to tether ourselves to other people are our stories. Strands of words sewn with tenuous threads of our being into meaning and connection, into patterns of hope. We just keep sewing ourselves into the world. And that's pretty amazing, man. Don't you want to be part of that? I want to be part of that. So much possibility. Embrace the possible. Pull it close to you and feel its beating heart. Sew yourself and all that you are and hope to become into the lining of its coat. This is why books matter, because we are our stories are humanity. We are particles colliding and reforming and giving each other mass and opening up new worlds and doors into new possibilities, even into impossibilities. We are possible. We are always possible, and don't let anybody tell you differently. I hear you should end on words of hope, so I'm going to give you one inspirational quote. This comes from that great philosopher, Cave Johnson from Portal 2. All right, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give you lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's going to burn your house down with the lemons. I'm going to get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down. Don't actually burn anything down. But write your own story. Make your own list of things you've learned. Tear it up and start over. This will not go down on your permanent record. This is not a test. Just remember not to be an asshole. Be kind. Pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. Keep growing and learning. Read books, all books, because they have no gender. You are not broken. Don't drop acid and go to the movies. Boldly declare your love. Change your underwear. Don't punch anyone in the lungs. And if flummoxed, just order a pizza and you'll probably be fine. Anxious but hopeful Panda says you just have to figure it out for yourself. Yay! Here's your pencil. Get to it. Thank you.